what's up YouTube? It's King Vita here, and I'm back with another review. This time, I'm reviewing the D-Arts Omnimon. So, there is Omegamon, and before anything, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging right here. So there is Omegamon. Got a nice picture of Omegamon. It says Royal Knights. He is one of the Royal Knights. It says Omegamon in gold. D-Arts. I have no idea what that says. I think that says Omegamon there. Excuse me. Over here says D-Arts with the Digimon Adventure logo. There's the Tamashii, Bandai, 2011, made in China. On the side of the packaging, you have Omegamon. You have your obligatory product shocked on the back. You can do that. You can do this. He could do all that stuff. And yeah, he comes with a stand as well. I don't have that stand. And everything looks to be in order. I know, I actually do have that stand, but it's actually in here, but whatever. So there's Omegamon, looking all menacing. Coming on the side, you have a bunch of stuff that I can't read, nobody cares. Tamashii Nation, blah 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 blah, yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. Get out of here. And there is Omegamon, or Omnimon, as he is called in the States. Omnimon or Omegamon, however, whichever you prefer. There he is. Stop moving. Thank you. Very cool detail on him, even though he's mostly white. He is mostly white, so. And his cape is also mostly white. Which he does come with an extra cape, which I will show that off. So, there is Omegamon. He's pretty small. I mean, he's not small, he's decently sized, but I don't know, to me he kind of looks small. What I do like about this figure is that they actually incorporated everything there is about Omegamon. He does have the Metal Garurumon and the War Greymon arms, which is very nice touch, just like in the anime. Also, these joints here, they're pretty stiff. Let's get that out of the way. These joints are quite stiff. I don't know if you can hear that, but they're very stiff. Also, these things coming out of his head, these horns, are pretty pointy. I mean, these are just soft plastic. These are just soft, bendy plastic here, but they're still kind of pointy. So, again, you know, as with my other videos, if you have a little kid, be mindful that this is dangerous as well. I can't stress that enough in my videos. Very, very dangerous stuff. But, you know, if you have it for collection like I do, I don't think it's a big deal. Let's take a look at both his arms. Over here you have the War Greymon one. That is very nice. Very, very cool. It's even got the lines on the helmet on both sides. Right here as well. Very nice. Very all around very cool piece. Also, the joints are painted gold and black. The arms are painted black. They're kind of like this, they kind of look like this mesh thing. I don't know how to explain it. Here, let me zoom in. See how they look like this sort of mesh hose looking thing. I mean, he did have this in the anime, but I don't know what this is supposed to be. This material is also, his waist is like that as well. If I move this over here, see, everything is just this weird hose looking thing, but he was like that in the anime. So let's take a closer look at that head sculpt there. That is so cool. They even painted the eyes, which honestly, they look really good, just as good as they did in the anime. That's awesome. Coming down the chest, he has that metal Garurumon or Garurumon skin pattern. He has that jewel on his chest. Got those nice little horns on his thighs. Very cool. I mean, thighs, hips, or waist, whatever. And the toes are really nice too. There's that metal Garurumon. And there's the War Greymon part coming around the back. You got his cape, which is really nice. It even got the lightning bolt on his head too. On both sides. Nice. And the Crest of Courage here. Very cool. Very cool. Yes, I did move the camera. I hit it. I hit my camera. Because that's what we do here. No, I'm kidding. We don't mistreat stuff. But yeah, that's Omegamon. I don't know why this crotch piece moves. I don't know. I don't know why they decided to do that with this. Anyway, now we get into the fun part. Articulation. Now, articulation-wise, his head is on a ball joint. Can do all that. Can do a full 360. Ow. Yeah, these things are pointy. They can go up, they go down. It's on a ball joint. It does whatever a ball joint does. His arms can move that far. They are also on a ball joint, so they could go that far. And they're double jointed, so they shift. You know, they can shift like this. Down and up. They could do a full 360. They go in and out. Okay, this can also move here. This shoulder bit can also move here. Only this one. This one is just one static piece. This one here is just one static piece, so this one doesn't move. Elbow. These also like to pop off. These are on ball joints. So, bend at the elbow. Okay. And also you have a swivel at the elbow as well. Same thing with this arm. His waist can do a full 360. And it is on a ball joint, so it can wiggle, waggle. Wiggle, waggle. Yeah. It wiggle, waggles. Legs can go that far. They can't really go anywhere unless you actually bend this part here. This leg here. They can go back that far, which is practically nothing. Okay. They extend outward that much. Double jointed knee here and there. These two little circular things, double jointed like that. And he can actually bend all the way, well over 90 degrees if you remove the cape. And his toe pivots, moves sideways, up, down as well. And his toes. Well, this front of the foot can swivel, pivot, all that stuff. The toes are individually jointed. This one can move, so can this one. They're individually, you can move them individually. And they also fall because these are also on ball joints. These are also on ball joints. Everything here is on a ball joint, so. Yeah. There you go. And also, this thing moves as well. The heel moves as well. So, this guy has quite a lot of articulation, to be honest. And even the cape has articulation. The cape is divided into 3 sections. This one, this one in the middle, and then this one here. It's divided into 3 sections, so you can do whatever you want with this cape. And there you go. That does it for articulation. This guy has a lot of articulation on him. Very cool. Very cool figure for articulating and, you know, giving poses and action poses and things like that. Very nice. Now, for accessories, here comes the fun part. Okay. For accessories, he comes with this big, let me get this out of the way, this huge white and red thing. Here's white and here's red. Now, what exactly is this, you ask? Well, you're supposed to put it like this. And this big hunk of plastic is actually his cape. He comes with 2 capes. Yes, he does come with 2 capes. And it plugs in on his back with this little, I don't even know what to call this, this U thing. There you go. That's how it plugs onto his back. Now I'll show you how to do just that. What you want to do is you want to come to the back here and see that there's like a tiny little gap right there. See that tiny gap here with some red sticking out right in the middle? That's where it'll go. Now the way to do that is you want to, well, what I want to do is pull it all the way to the side, extend it like that, and grab it by all 3 and just pull it out. And you'll see that there's a hole right there. There's the little rectangular hole. And that is where this goes. But since this is individually jointed so that his cape can flow, See? It's individually jointed. You could angle it how you like. But this is just one static piece. This doesn't move. It gives the illusion that it's moving in the air. Put that off to the side. And it's significantly bigger too. It's significantly bigger as well. This is pretty huge. Now, how to put this on is the same way. Come over here. Plug this onto the hole, right, this rectangular hole right there. There you go. And there is Omegamon, or Omnimon, with his... Wow. Seriously? Doing this to me right now? On video. You guys caught that, folks. I need to glue that back on. That horn, I need to glue that back on. But anyway, there is Omegamon with his wing. His cape flowing in the distance. Woo. However, here's the thing. This cape, watch what happens. This thing weighs way too much. And this thing fell again. I seriously, I am going to glue this back on. I'm going to definitely glue this back on. Because that is not supposed to happen. Like, that's what it's supposed to be. Yeah, it's supposed to be flowing in the distance. But since this piece is really heavy, it gives him a huge amount of weight to his back. So, yeah. The only way to actually hold it is the cape itself acts as the third leg. So, that's what it looks like. Yeah. So, pull this off and just pull this back on. There you go. Now, this toy is extremely flimsy. I'm not even gonna lie. This is extremely flimsy. Please cooperate. Please cooperate. I will peg that on for you later. Promise I'll peg that on for you later. Okay. Now, on to accessories. Besides this faux cape here. Here is his sword. I believe it's called a transcended sword. That's what he calls it. A transcending sword. And what I did was I painted it. Yeah, I painted it silver because if you look on this side, it's kind of coming off. Yeah, so I definitely painted this. That's what it looks like. It's supposed to say all delete. Yeah, all delete in DigiWriting. And the way to connect this is there's this really, really big peg here. Right there. The middle one. And it will actually peg onto Wargreymon. Now, if you look at Wargreymon, if this doesn't fall again, which I'm betting it will. It definitely will. Let me open it. Open his mouth. And if you could see right there, there's a hole, a circular hole on his mouth. And that's where it actually goes pegged in. Either way, either side works. take it and you just plop it in there, and then you close it. Now his head, War Greymon's head, is double jointed, which also Metal Garurumon's head is also double jointed, which allows for the sword to actually stay in place. Okay. Now, he also comes with one more weapon, and that is his Supreme Cannon, which is this huge cannon thing right there. And this plugs in to Metal Garurumon's side. Now, how this plugs in is very, very strange. I still don't know. See this weird looking bunny rabbit looking ears thing? If you look over here, it's actually a it looks like a circular peg, but it's actually two straight lines. And also, you're focusing too much on him. I don't want you to focus too much on him now. There you go. There are two little tiny pegs here. Here and here. Inside. And that will peg onto Metal Garurumon's mouth. And as I've mentioned, his mouth is double jointed. And it will plug in to that rail right here. In there. Stop moving. And the way to do that is you want to move his whiskers sideways so that you can accommodate it. And kind of feed it through until it actually clicks into place. Which is a lot easier said than done, to be honest. It's definitely a lot easier said than done. It's a lot easier if you just remove the arm and then put the cannon on. This does like to come off. Don't worry. It's supposed to come off. Okay. See this right here? This tiny little line, this peg here that comes out of his mouth? This right here will go into. There. Now, you just pull that back on. There you go. And there is his Garuru cannon. Or Supreme Cannon. That's what it's called. Supreme Cannon. That's him. There you go. And if you want a little more dramatic pose, which I like to do, is you could just pull this off. Okay? And you could add this one, this cape, onto his back. There you go. And you can make him look this way and have him kind of flailing his cape with the sword. You could have him do that. Ready to battle some evil Digimon. You can totally have him do that. Very cool. I will definitely glue that on. There you go. I'm getting really angry with this, so I'll glue that on. Okay. There you go. Okay. Or if you want to close this, you could easily just remove this and just add this one like that. Pull this off, plug this on, and oops, plugged it on backwards. Did I? Is it like this? I don't know. This is really confusing here. There you go. So that's pretty much it. That's all there is to Omegamon. Minus this thing. That's pretty much it. That's all there is for Omegamon. Definitely I would recommend this toy if you really, really want to complete the collection and, you know, end up, if you have War Greymon, if you have Metal Garurumon, yeah, and you want to complete the collection, sure, get this guy. Be mindful that this guy is very sharp, very pointy. Not sharp, pointy, there's a difference. But he's still dangerous. These are pointy. There. These are pointy. These are very sharp. I mean, sharp, pointy, pointy. And the sword and the feet as well. This guy's just completely pointy all around. But other than that, I mean, this is fun. This is actually a great toy to collect for any, you know, any Digimon fan, anyone who's looking to complete their collection. If you already have Metal Garurumon and Wargreymon, I would definitely enjoy this guy. I would recommend him completely, for sure. He's just a really cool looking figure, I gotta say. And you could totally ignore this, which takes up half the place, the room. I usually just keep these extra bits in the box and just have him out like this, display him just like that. That's basically it. Now, for comparison, here he is with his other self, Wargreymon. And he's pretty tall. Taller than Wargreymon, actually. And here he is with Metal Garurumon, his other half. Links to both of those down below, by the way. Really, really cool figure. One last thing, recommendation. Yes, as I've said before, definitely recommend him. But also be mindful, you know, if you have kids, younger kids. Number one, he is pretty expensive. He does go for a high price. And two, yes, again, if you have kids, this thing is very sharp, very pointy. Why do I keep saying sharp? Nothing here, nothing in this review is sharp. Pointy! Pointy, yes. Sharp, no. Two different things. Get it straight. Ah. Very pointy. And, you know, like I said, I won't say sharp because you don't cut you don't really cut yourself with this stuff. This is completely safe. But again, pointy because, you know, kids like, just keep this away from kids if you're gonna play. This is more of a, I use it to collect again, just like I do all my figures. But yeah, definitely be very careful with this anyway. Yeah, I guess that pretty much covers Omnimon here, or Omegamon. Nothing to it, just your run-of-the-mill D-Arts figure. Again, really enjoy this figure, especially for collecting. This was made for a collector. This wasn't made to play. As you can probably guess, because this is, again, one of these fell off, so yeah. Do not use this for playing. But yeah. So, that pretty much covers the whole review. So there is D-Arts Omnimon, aka Omnimon. And this King Vita saying, laters.